K. Brereton, and this is The Real Spiel. To Dr. David Israel, to all of the Cyclopses that are in the building, to Faith Temple, Apostolic International Ministries, the Glorious Churches of Canada, the Emmanuel Church of Jesus Christ, Pastor Thompson. God bless everybody. Listen, we're going to have a big conversation today because Pakistan has entered the chat. Pakistan showing up in the clutch for Iran. We'll talk to some people. Come on here and have a good time. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Daniel Benny, Sports Highlights. What up? Pakistan has entered the chat, baby. Let me say something first and foremost to all of the individuals who are going to be showing up for Iran, and I'm sure this is about to start getting some play in Iran. Iran, we want to let you know. We want to let you know that you have supporters in the Western world. You have individuals who are on your side. I know it's tough for you because Iran, your Shiite Muslims, even your own Muslim people don't like you. We know this. We don't really like you. They're Sunni, you're Shiite. You had a little trouble with that situation. Your own people don't really like you that much. We know. Your own people don't really like you. But they sure as heck do not like Israel. Let me fix myself. They sure as heck don't like the Zionist agenda. Right? They're not down with that. So I want to let you know. You got some people who are actually, they're rooting for you. But this is the way I need you to realize. Leave that nuclear plant that's 15 minutes away from our brothers and sisters, the Hebrew Israelites who are down there in Dimona. Don't go over there. Don't go over there. God has protected those people. And that's not where you want to be. You don't want to be over there. Leave that nuclear plant alone. The reason that they allowed those people to be there is because Israel is trying to use them as human shields, and they will sacrifice people in Dimona and use them as martyrs for their cause. Leave Dimona alone. Leave that area of Dimona alone. You can keep sending all your stuff up the road to Tel Aviv. I've told my people in Tel Aviv, get out of Tel Aviv. Get out of Tel Aviv. But you got some supporters, not just in Pakistan, but you got some supporters here. But you got to leave Dimona alone. Don't go anywhere near there. Don't send anything over there. That power plant can't do you no good, no how. Focus your attention what you're doing. What you're doing is what you're doing. Keep doing that. You're at war. Now let's jump into the real conversation. Pakistan has said very clearly that we will nuke Israel if they think about sending a nuke in the direction of Iran. Well, thank you very much. Pakistan's part of the OIC, the only Muslim country with a nuclear weapon. The only Muslim country with a nuclear weapon. And it's a very interesting relationship. It's a very sensitive relationship. Because Pakistan does have some ties to Israel. They have some ties to China, which helped develop their nuclear weapon. And I believe Pakistan is acting now as a proxy of China, because China's been very vocal that what Israel is doing is war crimes. These things should have been settled with conversations, not with war. And China helped Pakistan develop their nuclear program. Russia as well. Russia's in a very sensitive place. Russia utilizes Iran to allow them to have some measure of control for the region. Also in respect to the Caspian Sea and all of the actual aquatic areas that allow for trade and control. Iran is a very pivotal place for Russia and for Pakistan. Pakistan and Iran are border countries. They share a border together. So people, for example, ran out of Iran to Pakistan when this started, but now Pakistan has closed the border. They've closed the border. 10 million Iranians were trying to get the heck out of Iran. 10 million people trying to leave Iran when Trump said what he had to say. And so this is a very sensitive issue because the Islamic world doesn't 100% like Iran, but in principle understands that they can't allow what is taking place. And so Pakistan, and some people say they just said it to say it, but as a sovereign nation with nuclear power and nuclear weapons that can reach Israel, they said what they said. Now, some officials have scaled it back, but that one general said, they're going to get nuked. They try to throw nukes over there, we're going to nuke you. And, you know, Israel's not a very big place. You don't need a whole bunch of nukes for Israel. So this situation has gotten very tense. Very tense. Because people are threatening nuclear stuff now. It's gotten very tense. Donald Trump is saying, we know where the supreme leader of Israel is, and we're not going to kill him yet. However, I mean, what a ridiculous thing to say. And at the same time, he's saying, oh, I'm not involved. America's not involved. But he's saying, we know where he is. We control the airwaves of Iran. And so, are you in the fight or are you not in the fight? And so he's very bad at being the actor in the back because he has to take the lead on everything. And so it's very clear, even though MAGA and no senator, no vote of Congress has allowed America to enter into a war, he's now acting like America's already in the war because they are. Because they are, right? The UK has now sent fighter jets to, the whole NATO has been activated. NATO is on guard, and we know what side they're on. The Muslim nations are not sure what to do. But thank goodness, Pakistan has said, you know what? I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring right now. And so you have a very interesting scenario there. Pakistan's saying we're going to stand on some nukes. China is saying we're not supporting this on the respect of what Israel is doing. And of course, the weaponry that's going to start coming into Iran is going to be Chinese weapons, Chinese missiles. And Iran is saving some things right now. They're not sending a whole bunch of stuff like they did the first few days. And they're striking for pay dirt. Let me say something too. This mindset that Israel is only attacking military targets, that is a lie. Israel is attacking media outlets. They have blown up news stations. Do military people work in news stations? They blow up the news stations so there can be no equal, fair, objective reporting from the other side, so that they can control the narrative. They are blowing up news stations. They've also have insurgency inside of the country, planting car bombs in residential areas to destabilize the region. Also, they have internal insurgency with drones in the country. So they've done their due diligence of making sure that they shake up the residential areas. So when you hear Pakistan is striking Tel Aviv in residential areas, please don't be alarmed, and don't think that's out of pocket. It's a very small area. It's a very small area that they're attacking, and it's a very specific area that they're attacking, that they're trying to destabilize the country. So please do not buy into the nonsense and the rhetoric of Netanyahu, and rightly said, the Zionist agenda is what that is. Let me talk to somebody here and see what you guys are saying. Somebody's like, huh? Let me read this properly. Brother, you need to talk about your race. They're getting a little too unchained. Okay, I don't know. I'm trying to get this deal signed for 2 months now. Trump, It's not their fight. Black people stay home. I remember you. Wow, this is weirdo. This weirdo says we kissed at a bar last night. Keanu Reeves. Yeah, you're not my type. My man is speaking the truth here. Make sure I stay on the road. And people just don't realize what kind of information info you just dropped. Oof, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Listen, Pakistan entering into this has stabilized Iran's longevity. And let me tell you, I said this yesterday, how this is going to pan out. I said I was going to tell you today how this was going to pan out. Okay? I was going to tell you from yesterday, from today. This is how all of this is going to pan out. Let me give you the end game right now. Netanyahu will never stop. Netanyahu has an appetite for war like Napoleon. He will never stop. He will never stop. Even if he was able to defeat Iran, he would be moving on to something afterward. Iran, for him, has been something he's been working on for 3 decades. He will never stop. He has finally found a president willing to go the distance with him to obliterate Iran's nuclear program and Iran as a people. That's really what he wants. Now, the MAGA backing of Trump has said, we are not interested in a foreign war. We are not interested in foreign resources. And Trump is trying to tippy-toe two lines. We're not going to involve ourselves in a foreign war. However, we cannot allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. And therefore, that is the only reason that we're involved in all this, because we cannot allow them to have a nuclear weapon. Right? A very ridiculous concept. Because Israel is the only country in the region with a nuclear weapon. There's no other country in the region with a nuclear weapon. Nobody else. Right? Officially. Israel is the one country that has not allowed anyone to come in to examine their nuclear program. They have not signed the non-nuclear proliferation as everyone else has been forced to sign. So they want to be the only country in the area with a nuclear weapon. This is how it's going to pan out. Israel requires, and these missiles that are being utilized for the Iron Dome and for the Arrow system that shoots down missiles out of the atmosphere, they're about $2 million a pop. They're very expensive, and they need a lot of them. They need thousands of them. And they need them, and they expend thousands of them daily to deal with this. Because when they send these missiles, they don't send 1, 2, 3, 4. They send hundreds, if not thousands of them. So, of course, they need good old-fashioned American ingenuity to spit these things out. Right? They're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper into their war, requiring America to produce more and more and more and more, to get more and more and more involved, to give them more sophisticated weapons. And what's going to happen is Trump is going to eventually hold back or delay on this weaponry, because Trump has a different machinery working for him. He's got the concept of the Senate, the Congress, the Democrats. The whole world's going to be like, hey, Trump, make a deal, stop this. And so he's going to slow down at one point. And when he slows down, that's when he's going to lose Netanyahu, who's a warmonger. He can't slow down. That's when that's when Netanyahu and him are going to fall out, because Trump doesn't keep relationships long. He's in a toxic relationship. He's in a toxic relationship with Elon Musk. He couldn't keep that going for very long. He's going to be in a toxic relationship with Netanyahu, who's going to say, you promised to send this, you didn't send it, we need it right now, why are you delaying? And the more he tells Trump what to do is the more Trump doesn't do what he's supposed to do. And he's going to leave Israel in the lurch, while Iran is going to be getting weapons from North Korea, Russia, China. They're going to keep weaponizing them. And Iran's weapons are more sophisticated than Hamas, more sophisticated than Hezbollah, and they are going to keep landing. They are going to keep striking pay dirt. And Israel, who is intentional on this 30,000-pound bomb to crash into the #1 nuclear site of Iran that has all the enriched uranium, that's what they're waiting on. They're waiting on this 30,000-pound bomb. Israel is going to get frustrated. Netanyahu. And that's where this thing's going to fall apart. Because Netanyahu, as we've seen in Gaza, wants to pummel the place. He had no opposition, but now he's got major opposition. Once you have people like Pakistan saying, you will get nuked. Don't play yourself. We will nuke you. Trump cannot threaten Pakistan, because threatening Pakistan is threatening another nuclear power. So he can't say anything to Pakistan. That's why they're trying to push around Iran. And this idea to kill the Ayatollah, which first of all, Iranian people won't be extremely mad about that. Iranian people won't be extremely mad about that. But let me tell you who will be. China and Russia have made multi-billion-dollar deals with the current regime. Meaning, if they kill the Ayatollah, all of these trade plans and all the plans that they've made, all the deals that they've struck are gone. And they have to now go do it with an entirely new regime that potentially will be chosen by the Americans and Israel. And they cannot afford that. So they cannot let anyone kill the Ayatollah. Although the Ayatollah, if they want to kill that guy, he probably is dead. He's sitting around dead. He's right now. But in principle, Pakistan, China, and Russia cannot let them arbitrarily kill a guy that they've already got signed, inked deals with. They can't let it happen. They can't kill a guy that is in a position to stabilize their interests in the region. And so once Turkey, who is a proxy, I keep saying Turkey, once Pakistan, who is a proxy for Russia and China, who has the nuclear capacity to throw their weight around, but is not one of the so-called major players, everybody has to chill. Everybody has to relax. And now China and Russia can do what they do and keep sending missiles to Iran. Iran needs planes right away. Also, a couple of Israeli pilots have been shot down and have been taken hostage. So this mindset that, we control the airwaves, you control the airwaves right now until some Russian jets show up, till some Chinese jets show up, till some North Korean jets show up, and then this thing changes. China has major ocean liners sitting around in the region talking about, it has nothing to do with it. We're just here. This thing is getting much more complicated very, very quickly, very, very fast. Netanyahu wants to kill the Ayatollah. Trump's like, that's not a good idea, but we might do it because he wants it to be his idea, of course. But the world leaders are about to speak, and very interesting world leaders are about to speak, I believe, today or tomorrow. You're going to hear people speak who you didn't think would come to the table and say, hey, we're not going to tolerate the murder of world leaders. We're going to draw the line there. We're going to kill a few generals, which was pushing it, but you're not going to kill the supreme leader of a nation and start that ball rolling. Once America starts that ball rolling, everybody's head is in jeopardy. Every single body's head is in jeopardy. If China sits back and says, we're going to let this guy kill the head of Iran, then what happens when he decides to kill us? Kim Jong and all these guys are saying, we can't let him do that. We can't let him talk crazy like that. We can't let that happen. It's going to, watch. But it's going to play out where Israel is going to be left holding a bag with nothing in it. And they're going to have to back down, and they're going to be the ones asking for a deal. Israel's going to be the ones asking. They're going to have to. They're going to have to beg for Iran to stop bombing them. They're going to have to beg. And like, I want you to just understand the comparison. You know, Israel's about this big. Iran's about this big. All of the people in Israel living in this little area right here. Iran's like this. So as far as a nation that can withstand an onslaught of bombs and Iran can take it for a lot longer. Iran for 200 years was being attacked with no one to help them. That nation is used to war and fighting against people who have more weapons than them. Israel's not used to that. Israel's not used to having a fair fight at all. They've always been the bully in the playground. They've always had a big brother to back them up. They start a fight, big brother backs them up. But they've picked a fight with someone who can handle them. And they don't have the wherewithal to deal with a long conflict with Iran. Iran's ballistic missiles are coming out of outer space. They're not Hamas. They're not the Houthis in Yemen who are sending these things that people can run faster than the doggone missile. They're coming from space, supersonic. You can't shoot them down fast enough. A couple are going to get through, and they're hitting you in the heart. So, the last point. Will the regime just quit and give up? What I think is going to happen is that, and if he's smart, this is what he does. Ayatollah goes and sits down somewhere comfortable. So sits down, and if I were him, I just go to Pakistan. Sit down in Pakistan, right? And say, yeah, kill me from here. Kill me in Pakistan. Try that. Sit down in China. Say, kill me from here. If you try to kill me in China. Try that. And let his proxies handle the war. But don't announce where he's going, don't announce his movements, and he probably will not announce his movement. But the best thing for him to do is to go sit down in Pakistan and say, try to kill me in Pakistan. Do something to me in Pakistan. Right? Because once you start shooting at Pakistan, hey, once Israel starts shooting at Pakistan, they're in a hell of a lot of trouble. Hell of a lot of trouble. And this is one of the things, too, that people are not looking at. The OIC nations. Go look at the 57 OIC nations. See who's on there. Burkina Faso is on there, right? Many African nations are on there. African nations, Muslim nations mostly, not all. But nations that, if they say, hey, we don't like what's going on either, why don't we start participating in this conflict? The whole power structure of the world will shift. If the OIC 57 nations start sharing technology, if Pakistan starts saying, hey, Burkina Faso, you want a little bit of nuclear, you want some advanced weaponry? Hey, you want some advanced, and they start reaching out to, and all these African nations say, well, we have buddies. Teach us how to fight your way. And they can now pull some of that technology back. Oh, brother. That whole situation won't change up. Remember, Burkina Faso, as a nation, has gold like the Saudis have oil. So Burkina Faso, although they're very focused on the domestic situation that's happening there, if they said, listen, we can send 10,000, we can send 5,000 guys over there to help you. What we require is some of that nuclear technology for ourselves, both domestically and militarily. What we want is some of that ballistic missile stuff for ourselves. There's a master chess game playing right now. And I'm telling you right now, the West don't play chess very good. And the person that's running the whole show for them is Netanyahu. And we know he's a one-trick pony. Send me more bombs. That's all he's going to tell. Send me more bombs. I don't want to talk. I want bombs. And Trump's trying to follow that platform, that mentality, because no one's interested in his stupid deals. And Iran will not be denuclearized. I'm saying that to you right now. All right? I'm putting my head out there to say that one. But Iran will not be denuclearized. They will not. They will not. Doesn't matter how many scientists you kill. Doesn't matter how many bomb bunkers you blow up. They will not be denuclearized because they have too many nuclear friends. So it's stupid. Oh, we're not gonna let Iran have a nuke. Well, Pakistan, their best friend next door, has nukes. Russia has nukes. China has nukes. All their buddies have nukes. They will not be denuclearized. So the only way to denuclearize them is to kill every single Iranian and eviscerate the nation. That is what Netanyahu wants. And no one's going to allow him to do that. No one's going to allow him to totally obliterate a people for the sake of his own personal insecurity. Because that's exactly what it is. It is insecurity. It is absolute insecurity. We're afraid of them. They want to destroy us. You are the only people in the region with nuclear weapons. You're making a stand on the fact that you are supposedly being threatened by a religious leader who says death to Israel every single day, but you have 400 nuclear bombs pointed at him. And he still says death to Israel. He doesn't care about your 400 bombs. I'm sure he doesn't care if you kill him. Because if you kill him, another one will take his place. You kill the Pope, what happens? Do you not remember the Ayatollah Khomeini? Do you not remember him? You kill one, another one will come. And the next one that comes is going to remember that you killed the last one, and he's going to be even more vicious. I don't think you folks understand what's happening. And the thing is, the great part about world politics is most of those guys who are running the world right now are stupider than most of you. And they're definitely dumber than me. And I'm not the brightest guy, but they're dumber than me. I'll tell you right now, they're way dumber than me. Let me see here. Do you think Iran is going on Netanyahu will continue this thing? Do you think while Iran thing is going, Netanyahu will continue the thing on Palestine? Palestine's done. Palestine's finished. There's nothing in Palestine. Hamas is there, but they don't have anything they can't do anything right now. And he can't point his gun in two different places. And that's a mistake he's made, I think. But I think his assessment is that Hamas in Palestine is under control. Let's move on. I think he feels that situation is controlled. He's got the whole place locked off, and he's like, good, let's move on. But Hamas is not gone. Because Hamas is an idea. Hamas lives inside of the people of Palestine, everywhere that they are. So we got to understand that. Hamas is an idea. It's an idea that this is our homeland and these people have stolen it, and that idea is true. That idea is real. And to award Europeans they gave them somebody else's homeland. Oh, the Jewish people were being killed by Hitler at an incredible rate, and they were given Israel. They were given somebody else's homeland. Okay? Europeans were given somebody else's homeland and then lied about it being their homeland. That's what happened there, and that's why Hamas will never go away. You have to kill every Palestinian on the planet for it to go away. It took 4 minutes to reach Israel from Iran. Exactly. It's going to take I think it's going to take 27 minutes to reach Israel from Pakistan. um, let me see. Um, Simone, how are you? I've been watching too much propaganda. You've been watching too much propaganda. People just don't listen. Trump now has to decide if he's gonna boss up and be a big shot. And the thing is, he's gonna say things that he doesn't have the power to even say right now. He can't send America to war without losing the MAGA base. So he has to now say, well, we have to vote on it. To be smart, if he's smart, if he's a real politician, if he becomes one sometime in the future, near future, he'll lose his base. And that's very important to Trump because ultimately he's a reality star. He's an influencer. That's all he is. That's why he makes all of his big statements on Truth Social. Interesting, he doesn't use X or Twitter anymore. Vance is using Twitter while he's using Truth Social because he doesn't want to play on his friend's platform. But he doesn't want to lose that base. And that base is not interested in supporting, I got to say it the way they say it. They're not interested in supporting European Jews. They don't like Israel. They're not friends with Israel. They're not. Those white nationalists don't care about Israel. Interesting. It's been quite a shift. Historically, the evangelical, it's had this kind of romanticism with Israel, but they don't like him. They effectively don't like him. They don't like Netanyahu. They don't like how he uses America's taxpayers' dollars in their mind and gets all these billions of dollars to do his own thing. So they don't really like him like that. He's not a fan. They're not fans of him. And so a foreign war for them is a foreign war, even if it's Israel's foreign war. They don't care about that. AIPAC, which is the biggest Jewish lobby group, the biggest Zionist lobby group in America, is very quiet right now because AIPAC knows that people aren't really happy with Jews. Those European Jews, people aren't happy. So AIPAC's quiet, but AIPAC's loaded. So they're trying to find ways to bring back the MAGA base to support them so that they can unload all of this money, all of this support to send all that stuff back to Israel. So these guys are at odds right now, meaning they support Trump, but MAGA doesn't support them. Trump supports Israel, but MAGA doesn't support Trump supporting Israel. And so Trump's going to have to make a major decision because he keeps calling it we, and officially America's not in a war. So he's going to have to make a major decision to say, we're declaring war on Iran too. And the question is going to be, why? Why are you declaring war on Iran? And the answer is going to be, because they keep bombing civilians. They're bombing civilians. But no one's going to say, so is Israel. They're bombing news stations. They're killing scientists. Those are civilians. They're bombing residential areas with car bombs. They are destabilizing the region. Yes, they are. They're threatening to kill the supreme commander of a sovereign nation. That's overt terrorism. No one's going to say that. And so it's going to be interesting to see what direction the media turns. Piers Morgan has now come full on side against Israel. What a turn of events. He's fully against them, which was never before. And so you've seen that the media that was pro-Israel is shifting. And the more Netanyahu is able to look like he is manipulating Donald Trump, is the more Americans are going to say, what the heck is going on here? How come Netanyahu runs our foreign policy? How come Netanyahu dictates what Trump is doing? What the heck is going on here? And that is going to be the turn of events. When Donald base starts telling him, are you the president or is Netanyahu the president? Are you in charge or is Netanyahu in charge? And when Donald tries to make overt decisions to do things for Israel, they're going to say, wait a minute, what? Why? We're not backing that. That's not what you ran on. Oh, but we got to make sure there's no nukes in Iran. We don't care if there's a nuke in Iran. Israel's got nukes. Pakistan's got nukes. China's got nukes. Russia's got nukes. Who cares if Iran has one doggone nuclear weapon? How does that affect us? They're not coming to shoot us. Their nuclear weapons can never even reach America. And that's what they're going to say. You watch it and see. You watch it and see. So, we'll see what happens, young ladies and gentlemen. Young folks and old folks. You're going to see what happens right there. But Pakistan is in the chat. And as Pakistan has entered into the chat, everybody has to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Who's talking nukes over here? We're talking nukes. And so unless Pakistan really goes hard and scaling that back, which I don't think they're able to do, because it was said live, it was recorded, and the general is still a general, saying, hey, you send a nuke over there, we're going to send a nuke over to you. Don't talk crazy. Okay, we're going to slow down. But we're going to see what happens. All right? Blessings. Watch what I'm saying. Everything I said was right. From October 17th to now, everything I said. I said it's never going to be a two-state nation ever again. It's never going to be. Never going to be. Until they kill Netanyahu. Until somebody kills Netanyahu, Israel will never be a two-state nation ever again. Okay? Till that guy's dead, it will never be a two-state nation. And he will never stop. He will never make a deal. He does not want to say, oh, Iran agrees to not proliferating their enrichment program. He wants it destroyed. He'll say, I want to destroy it first, and then we can have a deal. That's what he wants. And that's what's going to cause Trump to say, whoa, but I made a deal. No, we don't want a deal. The smart thing that Iran can do, as I close, Iran can say, let's make a deal. Fake deal. Let's make a deal. Right? He's not leaving. I know. Netanyahu's never leaving power. He's got to die. He's never going to leave power. But Iran can say, Trump, we'll make a deal. Let's have a sit down. While they're still bombing Israel. They're not going to have a ceasefire, but we'll say, well, we're not going to agree to a ceasefire because they're attacking us, but let's make a deal. And when they agree to a deal with Trump, Trump's going to say, hey, Netanyahu, stop firing. And Netanyahu's going to say, no. And then you're going to have problems. He's the goat, eh? Yeah, he's the goat of war. Netanyahu is the greatest warmonger in the history of the world. There's never been anyone. Never. Not even Napoleon. Never. Not Alexander the Great. Right? Never. And Netanyahu hasn't accomplished anything. That's the funny part. But he's a warmonger. He's a hateful dude, bro. He don't like, and he wants it gone. And that's going to be his undoing. And he has to keep fighting, because if he doesn't keep going on Iran, they're going to exhale in Israel and say, hey, hold on a second. Don't we have this guy on multiple charges? Isn't this guy supposed to be in jail? That's why he has to keep fighting wars. Because that's the only thing unifying Israel, is attacking the individuals who have said in the past that they don't like them, and the entire European Jewish base is sitting there terrorized of a boogeyman, because historically they feel we've always been threatened, we've always been jeopardized, we're strong now, we should take all of our enemies out. And that's what's happening right now. Let me read this. Why do you think that the slaughtering of Gaza, did they not say the Israel prime minister was responsible for war crimes, but still the rest of the world? Exactly. He's responsible for incredible war crimes. Attacking a sovereign nation like Iran, just because, that's a war crime by itself. He's responsible for incredible war crimes. And effectively, he will not remove himself. He will go by the route of Saddam Hussein. His people will either remove him. He will go by the route of Gaddafi, but he will never just step down. He will never step down. And because he has cloaked himself in American nationalism, the West will never see him as an enemy. They will never see him as a villain. They will always see him as a truthsayer and a rescuer of his people, although he's a fantastic liar. And so it will be individuals in the region who have to kill him, or his own people. And I'm betting on his own people. I'm betting on that. All right. Take it easy, folks. It's a terrible time in the world when people are arbitrarily just deciding which king to kill. And that's what's going on. It's the Game of Thrones, and everyone's deciding who is going to be, and it's going to be somebody's head's going to roll, and this question will be, who's going to be the first king to be killed? Talk to you later.